In the heart of Wisconsin, a storm is brewing. The Green Bay Packers, long known for their conservative approach to team building, have thrown caution to the wind. In a series of moves that have left fans gasping and rivals quaking, the Packers have embarked on a transfer spree that threatens to upset the balance of power in the NFL. Buckle up, football fans, because the Packers are on a wild ride, and no one knows where it's going to end. The Rodgers saga, a divorce for the ages, the breakup heard round the world. It was the transfer that shook the NFL to its core. Aaron Rodgers, the face of the Packers for over a decade, four-time MVP, and future Hall of Famer, is gone. But this wasn't just any transfer, this was a soap opera that played out over months. Captivating the football world and beyond, Rodgers, long rumored to be dissatisfied with the Packers management, finally forced their hand. In a move that sent shockwaves through the league, he was traded to the New York Jets. But the drama didn't end there. In true Rodgers fashion, he left with a bang, not a whimper. The parting shot, in his final press conference as a Packer, Rodgers didn't hold back. He criticized the team's management, saying, "They didn't appreciate the magic. Well, let's see how they do without it." The statement sent Packers fans into a frenzy, with some burning jerseys while others defended their longtime hero, but the Packers front office wasn't taking this lying down. In an unprecedented move, GM Brian Gutekunst fired back, stating, "We're in the business of winning championships, not massaging egos." The public spat has divided the NFL community, with players, coaches, and fans taking sides in what's being called the Great Cheesehead debate. The fallout: a team divided. The Rodgers trade didn't just impact the quarterback position. It created a ripple effect throughout the team. Several players, known to be close to Rodgers, have reportedly requested trades. The locker room is said to be in turmoil, with young players excited for a fresh start clashing with veterans loyal to the Rodgers era. One anonymous player was quoted saying, "It's like a civil war in here. You're either Team Rodgers or Team Future. There's no in-between." This internal strife has led to intense speculation about the Packers' ability to compete in the upcoming season. The Love era begins, a bold new direction, the heir apparent steps up. With Rodgers gone, all eyes are on Jordan Love, the young quarterback who's been waiting in the wings. The Packers management has gone all in on Love, surrounding him with weapons in a series of aggressive moves that have taken the league by surprise. The blockbuster trade, stealing a star, in a move that no one saw coming. The Packers traded for disgruntled Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams, reuniting him with his former teammate Jordan Love. The trade, which involved multiple first-round picks and a key defensive player, has been called highway robbery by some and desperation by others. Adams, who had previously expressed a desire to play with an established quarterback, shocked everyone by embracing the trade. In his first press conference as a Packer, again, Adams dropped a bombshell. "Aaron who? I'm here to win with Jordan." The statement has added fuel to the already blazing Rodgers-Packers fire. The free agent splash, money talks. Not content with just one major move, the Packers broke the bank in free agency. In a departure from their usual conservative spending, they signed top free agent running back Saquon Barkley to a record-breaking contract. The move has been criticized by financial analysts as irresponsible but hailed by fans as a sign that the Packers are serious about winning now. Barkley, known for his electrifying play and injury history, proclaimed at his signing, "They told me to bring an extra suitcase for all the cheese. I brought 3. We're going to make it rain cheddar in Lambeau." The statement has already been printed on t-shirts and is quickly becoming a rallying cry for Packers fans. The draft day surprise, a new philosophy. The Packers weren't done yet. On draft day, they traded up in the first round, giving up future picks to select controversial but talented quarterback Caleb Williams. The move has puzzled analysts. Given the presence of Jordan Love, but the Packers management insists it's part of a revolutionary two-quarterback system they plan to implement. Head coach Matt LaFleur, when questioned about how this system would work, simply smiled and said, "You'll see. We're about to change the game." This cryptic response has led to wild speculation, with some suggesting the Packers plan to have both quarterbacks on the field at the same time in some formations. The defensive overhaul, from Ben Dontbreak to wreak havoc. The cornerback controversy, not to be outdone by the offensive moves. The Packers defense is also getting a makeover. In a controversial move, they signed cornerback Jalen Ramsey. Known for his elite play and equally elite trash-talking, Ramsey immediately made his presence felt, calling out every receiver in the NFC North in his introductory press conference. "I hope Justin Jefferson is ready. because gritty season is over, Ramsey proclaimed, referencing the Minnesota Vikings star receiver. The statement has already been bulletin board material for the Vikings and has set up what promises to be an explosive first meeting between the two teams, the pass rush revolution. The Packers also made waves by signing free agent edge rusher Von Miller to a hefty contract. Miller, who's been part of 2 Super Bowl winning teams, brings a wealth of experience and a motor that never stops. In his first practice with the team, Miller reportedly told the offensive line, "Hope you boys like turf, because you're going to be seeing a lot of it this season." This aggressive approach to pass rushing represents a significant shift in the Packers' defensive philosophy. Defensive coordinator Joe Barry, when asked about this change, simply said, "We're done bending. It's time to break some offenses, the cap space circus, creative accounting or financial disaster, pushing the limits." With all these high-profile signings, many are wondering how the Packers are staying under the salary cap. Reports have emerged of complex contract structures, deferred payments, and use of void years that have cap experts scratching their heads. One anonymous NFL executive was quoted saying, "What the Packers are doing isn't just pushing the envelope, it's setting the envelope on fire and mailing the ashes to the league office." The NFL has reportedly launched an investigation into the Packers' cap management, adding another layer of drama to an already volatile situation, the Lambeau stock sale. Fans footing the bill. In a move that's drawn both praise and criticism, the Packers have announced another stock sale to raise funds for the team. Unlike previous sales, which were used for stadium renovations, this one is explicitly to support team operations and player acquisition, while many fans are excited at the chance to own a piece of the team. Others have called it a glorified donation and questioned the ethics of asking fans to subsidize players' salaries. The controversy has even reached the Wisconsin state legislature, with some politicians calling for an investigation into the stock sale's legality. The rivalry reborn, NFC North on fire, Bears-Packers, the grudge match, the Chicago Bears, not to be outdone by their historic rivals, have made some splashy moves of their own. They've signed former Packers wide receiver Allen Lazard and running back Aaron Jones, both of whom have publicly stated their desire to stick it to their former team. Jones, in particular, raised eyebrows when he guaranteed a Bears sweep of the Packers, saying, "Green Bay? More like Green been there done that. It's Chicago's time now." The statement has reignited a rivalry that some felt had become one-sided in recent years. Vikings revenge, the Jefferson factor. The Minnesota Vikings, still smarting from Jalen Ramsey's comments, have doubled down on their support of Justin Jefferson. They've restructured his contract to make him the highest-paid receiver in NFL history and have built their entire offense around getting him the ball against the Packers. Jefferson, normally soft-spoken, couldn't resist firing back at Ramsey. "Gritty season? It's always gritty season when you can't cover me. Hope you brought your dancing shoes, Jalen." The week leading up to the Packers-Vikings game is already being dubbed Gritty Week by fans and media alike. Lions roaring, the dark horse emerges, not to be left out. The Detroit Lions have made some noise of their own. They've signed several former Packers defensive players and have openly stated their game plan is to expose Jordan Love's weaknesses. In a move that's raised eyebrows, they've also hired a former Packers quarterback coach as an offensive consultant, leading to speculation about stolen playbooks and inside information. The Lions head coach Dan Campbell, in his typical fiery fashion, proclaimed, "We're not just coming for their kneecaps anymore. We're coming for their cheese, their beer, and their precious Lombardi trophy." The international intrigue, Packers going global, the London calling. In a surprising development, the Packers have announced they'll play not 1, but 2 games in London next season. This unprecedented move is part of what the team is calling a global domination strategy. Team president Mark Murphy explained, "We're not just America's team, we're the world's team. By the end of the season, they'll be serving cheese curds in Buckingham Palace." The statement has been met with amusement in the UK, with one British tabloid running the headline, "American Cheese Invasion, Packers Colonize London, the international draft pick, adding to their international flair." The Packers used a late-round draft pick on Hiroshi Tanaka, a relatively unknown linebacker from Japan. While some have questioned the pick, calling it a publicity stunt, the Packers insist Tanaka is a diamond in the rough. Tanaka, speaking through an interpreter, endeared himself to Packers fans by saying, "In Japan, we have Godzilla. In Green Bay, we have me. Opposing offenses beware." The statement has already spawned countless memes and t-shirt designs. The technology edge, Packers in the digital age, the AI offensive coordinator. In a move that's equal parts fascinating and controversial, the Packers have announced they'll be using an AI system to assist with play calling this season. The system, dubbed CheeseBrain, will analyze opponent tendencies and suggest optimal plays in real time. When asked about the ethical implications of this technology, Coach LaFleur quipped, "Hey, if it's good enough for self-driving cars, it's good enough for football." Besides, have you seen some of the play calling in this league? We're doing everyone a favor. The virtual reality training camp, taking things a step further, the Packers have invested heavily in a state-of-the-art virtual reality training system. Players can now practice plays and study opponent tendencies without ever stepping on the field. Jordan Love, in particular, has embraced this technology, reportedly spending up to 12 hours a day in the VR system. "It's like the Matrix, but with more touchdowns and less Keanu Reeves," Love joked during a press conference. The fan experience, Lambeau Field 2.0, the Cheese Waterfall. Not content with just on-field changes, the Packers are revolutionizing the fan experience at Lambeau Field. The centerpiece of these renovations is a 50-foot cheese waterfall in the main concourse, featuring a rotating selection of Wisconsin cheeses. While some have praised the innovation, others have raised practical concerns. One season ticket holder was overheard saying, "It's all fun and games until someone slips and sues the team for a cheddar-related injury." The holographic halftime show, in another technological leap. The Packers have announced that all halftime shows this season will feature holographic performances by music legends. The lineup includes holographic versions of Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, and somewhat controversially, a reunited Beatles. When asked about the potential backlash from purists, Murphy defended the decision. "Look, if holograms are good enough for Tupac at Coachella, they're good enough for Lambeau." Besides, have you ever tried to get a real musician to come to Green Bay in December? Conclusion: a new era or a recipe for disaster? As the dust settles on what has been the most tumultuous offseason in Packers history, one thing is clear: the green and gold will never be the same. The team that was once known for its stability and tradition has transformed into the NFL's biggest wildcard. Will this aggressive, no-holds-barred approach lead the Packers back to Super Bowl glory? Or will it backfire spectacularly, leaving the franchise in ruins? Only time will tell. But one thing's for certain, the 2023 NFL season just got a whole lot more interesting. As one longtime Packers fan put it, "I don't know if we're going to win the Super Bowl or go 0-17, but either way, it's going to be one hell of a ride." Pass the cheese curds and buckle up. The NFL world watches with bated breath as the Green Bay Packers embark on this bold new era. Whether it ends in triumph or tragedy, one thing is assured: it won't be boring. The cheeseheads have gone rogue, and the league may never be the same again.